Alrighty, welcome back everyone to my Give Me God of War difficulty walkthrough, and in this video we are going to be doing just a ton of there's just going to be a ton of just little mini fights and a couple of long fights, and there's going to be one boss, which is actually two bosses, but it's one boss fight. So
We can return
that's
to the
pretty much
den
all we're
from
going to be
here.
doing in this
You can
video,
pursue.
and let's move on to
Keep
the
your
first
guard
fight.
Father, how are you so sure we even have a choice about what we're doing?
Doubt is a weakness we cannot afford.
Who said anything about doubt? So far, we've done everything the Giant said we would.
We make our own choices. Nothing forces us.
Moving on to the first fight here. This is going to be two of the Bifrost enemies. One of them is going to have a shield, the other one should just be a normal one. So, for this one, you just want to guard break to break his shield, and then usually the second one will back off, but if he does push up on you, then try to keep both of them in front of you. Don't let one of them go behind you, because it is going to be very challenging when you have two Bifrost enemies, one in the back, one in the front. Especially when they have their weapon charge, because you do take a lot of damage. The Bifrost enemies are probably the hardest. Not the hardest in terms of killing, but the hardest in terms of the amount of damage they do. They do a ton of damage, plus the Bifrost, so just watch out for that. And as long as you're able to watch out for that, this should be a pretty easy fight. It's just these two enemies. So we are going to move on to the next fight.
Alright, let's keep moving.
Alrighty, moving on to the next fight here. I think this might be just one enemy, but I'm not sure. So, you see me doing the Frost Awaken move, which is holding triangle and then pressing R2. So, that basically sends them up in the air, or it'll freeze them. So, it is a really, really good move to use whenever you're trying to combo someone. You can use that as the first hit, which you're going to be seeing me use a lot for both the Blades of Chaos and for the Leviathan Axe.
Your fate? What if we can't stop you from...
Would you turn your back on the wolves? On this realm? Remember our agreement.
The lad does make some good points, though.
As long as Atreus lives, so be it.
Here goes nothing. Just like inside their shrine. If I do this,
Fate only binds you if you let it. Do what is necessary. Not because it is written.
Elsa!
Good choice, lad.
They have a gift for us. A way to call them anytime we need them. Remember that altar we saw when we first got here? I think that's where we're supposed to use it.
Perhaps Freya will know.
So in essence, they just gave us the keys of dusk till dawn. Not bad for a day's work.
We should head back to Hildesfini and tell him about all this. Yeah?
Yes.
Alrighty, so moving on to the next fight here. So this fight is pretty easy. It's just the enemies that are going to try and jump on you. So you could just stand right here where I'm standing, where it's only one way for them to get to you, and you can just use the blades. I don't use the blades here because I didn't really take notice on who I was fighting until basically it was done. And then you're going to have more of the Bifrost enemies. This one, he will try to jump at you if you, I think it's if you're too far. They'll try to do like that teleport jump attack. But right here, you just see me using my Light Runic. You don't have to use the Light Runic. You could hold R2, and it's basically the same as that Light Runic. It gives you Bifrost because you're fighting a Bifrost enemy. And as long as you block the attack, then you should be good to go. Alrighty, so that is it for that fight. So let's move on to the next one. Alrighty, moving on to the next one here. This is going to be, I think it's only one enemy actually for this one. So this one's pretty simple. You could just run up on her. You could freeze her first if you want to, and then run up on her. But I just ran up on her, and I was just using my Blades of Chaos to just kill her off. It's only really one enemy, so there's not too much for you to have to worry about. If you want to, you could easily just stay far and throw your axe if you really wanted to, but you don't really have to. So we are going to move on to the next fight now.
They've already died in battle once. We kill them here, and they'll just wake back up in Valhalla. They never truly die.
Should it come to war, we'd do well to have our own endless army of dead soldiers.
You mean Helheim's army, like the prophecy said?
It will not come to that.
Alrighty, moving on to the boss fight here. This is actually going to be 2 Drekkies. So what you want to do is you want to just hit one of them until one of them jump into the water. So once one of them get to a certain amount of HP, one of them are going to jump in the water, which you're going to see happen, I think, when I get him down to a bar. So, oh no, it's less than a bar. So as soon as he jumps in the water, you just want to absolutely try and murder this other Drekkie. You want to just try and build your axe, and if you are able to build your axe like I did, and you can actually get use out of it, you can see that you can kill this Drekkie in crazy speeds. Like, I killed him before the other Drekkie could even come back into the map. It's very, very good, and I do suggest that you do try this out. You try to charge your axe, which you got to do by not getting hit, and then as soon as one of them jumps into the water, that's when you can go ahead and just spam attack the other, and you can kill them almost instantly. So that's also a way that you can isolate this Drekkie boss fight into just one enemy. You can, when he's in the water, you can try to just straight up just go after the other one, keep beating on him, and you could get basically a free kill. Now, if you're running the same stuff that I am, which probably won't be, but if you are, you'll see that I can kill them very quickly. If you are able to do the same, that's probably your best bet for this fight. This fight's not too hard if you are able to do it in that way. If not, it can be a little bit challenging because you have to worry about 2 Drekkies trying to attack you at once. But you should be good for this fight, and as long as you do it that way, you should be able to easily breeze through this one. So that's it for this fight, so let's move on to the next one.
We can get it. So, we report back to Hildesfini. Then what?
We came here to help Freya. We will not leave without rescuing her brother and the Light Elf.
Hey, but Odin's not going to stop searching for mask pieces.
That is his concern, not ours.
Sure, but if that mask offers all the answers...
Then it will surely exact a price. Be wary of shortcuts to knowledge.
Yes, Father. All the plants here want to kill us?
No. Only the carnivorous ones. Ah, that wrinkly mug belongs to Helka. She's a Blothunder. Hounds prized for their pinpoint-accurate tracking abilities. You'll love her.
Kratos, Atreus. That eclipse was your doing, I take it. Thank you for coming. Big Veer used the diversion to escape.
What about your brother?
We know where they're holding him now. Bela's already prepped the explosives. If you're with me, we can leave as soon as you're ready.
I could use another shapeshifter's help.
Go with him, Atreus. I will aid Freya.
Yes, sir.
Your fire blades are looking a little cool.
That's enough.
Hand 'em
Once you
over.
see the signal, count it down.
You still owe me the story of who made these things. Ready when you are. Damn! Am I good or what?
Very good.
You make up your mind. Yeah, I'll take your crap. Hand it over already. Yeah, I'll take it. About time I had something to do.
The wolves gave us a scepter. They will will answer, should we call on them.
Good. There's a shortcut to Njord's temple we can use in daylight.
The Einherjar are holding fair in your father's own temple.
It's been empty for as long as I can remember. There's a celestial altar across the river. According to Bigvir, the altars were once used to signal the wolves, and now we have just the scepter to do it.
What is your plan?
When we reach the temple, I'll fire off the beacon. A signal for Bela and Birgir to set off their distraction.
The Dark Elf Hive.
Nice to not be on the receiving end of it for once.
With their attention drawn elsewhere, you and I can assault the main force from behind.
While Atreus and Hildisvini slip in to rescue your brother in the confusion.
Yes. Once we see their beacon, we'll regroup by the river and escape on Freyr's boat.
Alrighty, so moving on to this next fight here, there's not too much to explain, but I'm still going to do it. So, you just want to try and get all the wisps done at once, so that they don't keep respawning like they did for me. You're going to see if they constantly keep respawning, but that's also because I kept missing. So, if you want to almost guarantee to not miss, just aim towards the wisp. Like, don't aim. Sorry, I said aim. Don't aim at it, but, like, aim your camera over at it. So don't hold L2, and as long as you just hit square, it should usually just lock onto the wisp. So that fight is obviously very easy, and then right here you're going to be fighting one of these other wisp enemies. So for this one, when you get a stun, you could just throw your Bifrost Chakram that I threw, and then the next time that you get a stun, you should be able to almost kill him almost instantly if you use your Rage. You could do it on the first one if you want to, but you could just use the stuff that I use on that first one, and then whenever he gets stunned on the second one here, you could just use this Rage and kill him. So that's how you're able to do that fight, and then it's just going to spawn 3 wisps. Very easy. This, you just have to try not to let them multiply. You don't have to use your axe to throw at those enemies, but you can use your Draupnir Spear if you wanted to. Alrighty, that's it for that fight, so let's move on to the next one. Alrighty, moving on to the next fight here. So you did see a cut there. That is because they did die. So, for this fight, there's going to be, I think it's 3 ranged enemies. So there's going to be 1 top left, there's going to be 1 straight ahead of you, and then there's going to be 1 on the top right. So, your best strat is to stay where you are. Stay exactly where you entered this area from. Try and kill these 3 ranged enemies. And then, once you kill these 3, that's when the other enemies start spawning in. So that's when you want to jump straight ahead in front of you. And you're going to see one of these enemies that love to buff multiple people. The enemies that they're buffing is actually one of the 2 werewolves that you're going to see whenever I jump above. And when you jump above, there is also going to be 2 werewolves. So one of them is going to be here, the other one is going to be right across. People jump over. You have a rock here to throw at one of them, at one of the wolvers. So this is what you're probably going to have to do. You're probably going to have to try and keep both of them in front of you. Now you see for me here, I did not keep both of them in front of me. I just straight up just went for the kill on the first one. And then I went for the kill on the second one when I had the chance to. Now, this is the order that I did it in. So you can either kill the ranged enemy, you can kill the 1 werewolf, kill a ranged enemy, and then go for these 2. Or you could do it, you know, the other way around, where you can kill the werewolves first, and then you can kill the other 2. But I do recommend that you get that ranged enemy, because that ranged enemy is so annoying. You're going to see me sitting here for a little bit, because I could not kill that ranged enemy, and he was being so annoying, so I just had to try and kill the other 2 enemies. I suggest that you kill the ranged enemy first. He's very, very annoying. And he honestly got me killed because I had to just stay in this little corner, and it really sucks, but you just want to make sure that you're able to kill him. The best way to kill him it's probably bait these guys to jump down here. You jump back up and then you go for the ranged enemy, because they can't jump up right away. They usually have like a 1 to 2 second delay till they can jump up right away. So as soon as you go ahead and kill that werewolf, if you don't already have the ranged enemy dead yet, you can go for her, and then you can kill the other enemy. And that's it for this fight. This is probably the hardest fight in this video. So as long as you can get through that, should be good. So that is it for this fight. So let's move on to the next one. Alrighty, so for this fight here, this is just gonna have 2 enemies that are buffing these 2 Froggers. It's pretty easy. It's just 4 enemies in total. 2 of them are buffing enemies, and then the other 2 are just the Draugrs. So this one right here is gonna be waiting around the corner for you. So you can either throw your axe at him to freeze him, which is probably your best bet, or you can just go ahead and just absolutely just go ham on him and just use the Blades of Chaos like you see me doing here. And then once you kill him, there's going to be another one that is behind this bramble right here that you can burn off with your blades. That'll kill him instantly. I was waiting here because I thought that he was going to come out, but he never did. So once you kill those 2, it's just 2 Draugrs. One of them has a shield, the other one doesn't. This is a very, very easy fight. And all you really want to do is keep them both in front of you. And that's pretty much all that you really need to do. This should be I wouldn't consider it like super hard, but it's also not a super easy fight, because if you don't realize about like the bramble being there and the enemy just constantly being buffed, it can be a bit annoying. So just watch out for that, and then once you get that done, you're just killing 2 Draugrs. Like I said, just keep them both in front of you, and you should be good to go. That's it for this fight, though, so let's move on to the next one.
Try dragging the scepter across the bell a few times. Come on, we're making good time.
Our actions in this realm follow the prophecy of the giants. Atreus believes Ragnarok is inevitable.
Some of our choices were predictable, but we have changed, haven't we?
Perhaps.
Alrighty, moving on to the next fight here. You want to freeze this first guy, and you want to hit him off the map, so that's a free kill right there. This guy right here is going to be supercharged with fire, so you want to use the log to kill him. And then he should be frozen, so you can kill him very easily. And then you're just left with this one ranged enemy, which you can either throw your axe to kill, or you could just kill her normally. Whatever you decide. She doesn't really have a lot of HP, so you can just throw your axe to kill her if you want to. And that's it for this fight, so let's move on to the next one.
But you chose not to walk that path. Back when we first met, I doubt you'd have done the same.
And you? Do you still seek Ragnarok?
Odin has much to answer for. If Groa's prophecy is correct, perhaps my realm can finally know peace. Perhaps I can make peace.
Forgive me for being a head on a belt, but haven't we all just established that prophecy is pure havers?
Gods, Hamir.
What?
The most annoying man alive. More up ahead.
Moving on to the next fight here. So what you want to do is you want to shoot the arrows from Freya, and then throw your axe at the same time, and you should be able to go ahead and get that for free. If you supercharge your drop near spear, which you could do by holding R2, but this Bifrost enemy, you can also kill him very easily, and he is probably the hardest enemy to deal with in this entire area. As soon as you get this guy killed, it is just normal Bifrost enemies and a couple of ranged enemies, so it gets a lot easier once you kill that guy. And honestly, you're pretty free from here on out. As soon as that like really buff enemy dies with hammer, you are good to go. He's the only really challenging one. For this ice enemy right here, you could just use the Blades of Chaos. Remember the Frost Awakening attack on the Leviathan axe? You could do the same thing with the blade. It'll make him go flying in the air, and that's when you could just easily slam down, get all of his ice HP gone, and then it's just back to comboing this guy until he dies. So that's it for this fight. This one can be hard as well, but as long as you can kill that guy with the hammer very, very early before all the enemies start spawning in, you should be good to go. So make sure you do buy that move on the drop near spear. It's very, very good against Bifrost enemies because you can steal it from them. And that's it for this fight. So I'm pretty sure that is actually the last fight of this video. Alrighty, so you are going to see a little cut here. That the only reason for that is because I accidentally started a side mission that I did not want to do. I didn't realize it, so I just hit restart checkpoint, and now I'm back here. So that is the last fight of this video. So we are going to end it here. In the next one, we are going to be fighting Heimdall, I'm pretty sure.
Odin used roots
So that is
of the
going
World
to be
Tree
an
as part of
exciting
his
video,
spell that kept me from
and
leaving
I hope
Yukon.
that I can see you there.
Wreath Hope protects
Hopefully
the
this did help you,
truth
and I will
wherever
see you
they
guys in the next one.
I see. Odin used her.
are. And she unwittingly paid the price.
Classic Odin.
Just make extra noise once the assault begins. If we distract them long enough, Hildisfini and Atreus will have more than enough time to get in and out undetected.
I am not worried for Atreus. He is ready to fight on his own.
This is it. There's an altar behind these vines.